If I were to make a list of the ultimate actors to interview, Kate Winslet would be right at the top. What a career. Titanic at 22 turned her into a star. She won an Oscar as a Nazi camp guide in The Reader. Mayor of Easttown added a Golden Globe and an Emmy to her incredible acting achievements. And now she's both the star and producer of Lee, a gripping biopic about model turned photographer Lee Miller, a groundbreaking female war correspondent during World War II. And I sat down with Kate in Sydney.
Kate, there's a line in the film where Lee Miller says she was born determined, and I get the impression you might be the same.
Well, my dad actually, he often tells this kind of slightly embarrassing story to anyone who will listen. He says, oh, Kate, you know, when she was born, she shot out. Like, okay. He said, oh, yeah, out she came, she's ready to go, born ready. I'm like, okay, well, I guess maybe I was, I don't know. But I've always been, I have always been quite determined, yeah. But that doesn't mean ambitious. It just means believing in doing something.
I just want to do my part. I'm with Vogue magazine.
There's no women allowed in the press briefing.
You gotta be kidding me.
We don't send women to combat.
Well, that's a problem, because I'm here. Why should the men get to decide?
It's been a 9-year labour of love for you to get to this point. So how gratifying is it to bring a film like this to audiences in Australia and see the reception?
It's amazing. And even as I look at this poster, which I know every inch of, because being a producer on a film, the work doesn't stop when the film is actually done. You still have to do all of the other bits as well. I still can't quite believe, oh, wow, the film is made. I don't have to keep trying to make the film. Even my son this morning, I was FaceTiming him and he said, oh, when are you going to stop talking about Lee Miller? You've been talking about Lee Miller for almost my whole life. He's about to turn 11. So he's really right. Like, it's really been a part of the first decade of his childhood, bless him.
They're just pictures.
You actually learnt to use the Rolleiflex camera. It struck me that you must have picked up some rather bizarre life skills across your career. Is there something else you've learnt on films that you...
Yes.
I can do that now.
Yes, so learning how to deep fry chicken and hack up chicken was something I had to learn how to do when I filmed Mildred Pierce back in 2010, learning how to use a Singer sewing machine for the dressmaker, many different things. But yeah, the very detailed understanding of the Rolleiflex camera in playing Lee was so important because it just couldn't feel like a prop, and it couldn't be a prop. It was a real working camera. It was an exact replica of Lee's camera. Every single detail was identical to hers.
I'm flying! Jack!
You have played so many extraordinary women across your career. At 22, of course, Titanic changed your life, upended your life. If that film was made today, would it be different? Would you be different? Would the way that perhaps you were treated in the media be different in terms of body image and the headlines and the paparazzi?
Well, I think that part is true. I think that would be very different today because I do think that the media's treatment of younger actresses has changed. I do think that is a lot better. I do think that younger actresses now have a real power and integrity and know how to stand up for themselves, know how to stand up for one another in a completely refreshing and invigorating way, actually, that I don't remember being as palpable when I was younger. The more accepting of ourselves and one another we can be, the less judgmental we can be, the more compassionate we're able to be towards each other and supporting one another. I think that all contributes to this movement of caring for ourselves and looking out for our friends as well. And I think it's different now. I do think that part has changed.
I said to my mum today, I'm coming to speak to Kate Winslet, and she said, what a lovely woman.
Oh, that's really nice.
So it's nice to be able to say, yes, she is. Thank you so much for chatting to me.
That's really kind. Thank you.
Wonderful.
You.
So lovely to meet you, Kate.
Oh, you too. Thank you so much. That's so sweet of your mum.
Just so nice. Just so nice. Lee opens in cinemas on Thursday. Incredibly, Titanic was such a huge global success, of course. She's never had to audition for another role since. So she's been able to take her pick of the most extraordinary roles across what has been a wonderful career. So make sure you go out and see it, because I think Australian audiences will really love it.
And because she's such a great actress too. Yeah, that was great, Eddie. Thank you so much for that interview.